But 26 miles is a lot to do on Disney property at all. Mm.
Three, two, one. All right. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to our Thursday night live stream. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in tonight and being with us here on a beautiful Thursday in Orlando, Florida, right?
Yeah, I know that there's many people who are not in Florida, and it's not exactly as beautiful as it is. A whole 66 degrees, and I had to wear long sleeves today.
It was amazing. Thank the Lord that it is now cool and less humid in Florida, and we can run outside.
I feel like we can now understand how some of our friends in the northern states feel like in fall, because we get that occasionally. Oh, don't worry, friends. It'll be 95 degrees next week or something. I'm sure it will change.
Tomorrow. I have an admission to make. I ran inside on the treadmill today. You went outside.
I ran outside, and he ran inside.
I was watching The Queen's Gambit. Guys, it's really good. I was watching it while running on Netflix. Yeah, it was excellent.
No, I have not seen it, but...
I wasn't watching one of our POVs. Oh, surprise, surprise.
I know.
Usually I am. So it's been a long week.
I feel like it has. I feel like everybody who's watching or watches this video eventually will understand what I'm going through with preparing for holidays. And I'm also prepping with marathon training and just Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, and we're coming off of this Wine and Dine high, which we had so much fun Wine and Dine virtual weekend. So we're kind of like coming off this high of Wine and Dine, which didn't happen, but still happened for us because we're so lucky and fortunate to be around here. And a lot of you we saw that still came and participated in the virtual series. But so I feel like Wine and Dine is over, and now it's time to get ready for that marathon.
Yeah, so I think today we wanted to talk a little bit about just your marathon weekend. We know that there's some of you many people who are coming for a marathon weekend still. And even this probably applies to your Princess weekend preparations. So we want to talk a little bit about what we saw, which we talked about last week, and things you might want to do now because you're about a month out for your trip. And
I think a lot of people saw on social media that people were here running for Wine and Dine weekend and they were jealous. So I think there's going to be, for marathon weekend, there's going to be a lot of people here looking for places to run at the resort. I think that's going to be a challenge.
Well, so first things first, we are prepping for some marathon races upcoming.
Like upcoming and soon.
Yeah. We have the Hawaii Marathon that we were due to run. It was a bucket list that I've been planning for a year and a half. So that was pretty shocker. We'll talk about Hawaii in a little bit, but let's talk about
I just have to
Disney.
say, so we've got a live viewer here who told us that it was 66 degrees today in Cleveland.
Well,
so it was almost
I know
about
how you
the
feel
it was almost
right
the same, right?
Now. Right now.
Right now. I'm sure the humidity was a little bit different.
I was just out running errands and it was chilly.
And I'm sure that in Cleveland 66 degrees is amazing and awesome. They're loving that.
We can go out and run now, Adam.
That's hot. In fact, they probably were like, "Whew, it's hot, steamy," right?
I know. Sometimes, I mean, you know. Yeah. But what can you do? I mean, we're both from Wisconsin.
Yes.
I should have like this like cold blood in me, but it's gone. Sorry.
Your blood thins out after you're in Florida for a while, and yeah, that's true, right?
Yeah. So marathon weekend.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Of course.
So we're talking about where to run. So here's some things that we started thinking about. If you are staying on property, or maybe you're staying at a hotel off property and you're interested in running on property, we're just going to be forthcoming about what we do, how we do it. And we live locally. Everybody knows that. But we have started seeing a major shift in Disney.
It's really hard to run on property unless you have a full-blown legitimate hotel reservation.
Like you are actually staying in a room at that place.
Yes, you need.
So yeah,
you need to have it. It used to be for us that we could make some dining reservations, and we would spend a good amount of money having a meal, maybe having a breakfast or a lunch. That's really tightening up a lot, and so it's going to be really hard to run at any Disney resort unless you are staying
you have
there.
A room there.
Unless you have a room there.
So,
I wouldn't even. I know there's a lot of people that stayed at Pop Century or at Art of Animation, and they got on that Skyliner and they went over to Boardwalk.
That's okay. That works.
I wouldn't even recommend that.
Well,
I mean, they were being really strict. So I mean, that probably would be okay. And if you have your resort key and you say, "Hey, I'm at Pop Century or I'm at Art of Animation,"
I think they would be okay
probably
with that.
Okay. Yeah.
So yes, we never go onto Disney property unless at all, and we're talking all of Walt Disney World without some sort of, I don't want to call it an invitation.
Well,
but
we need a
reservation.
Yeah, we need a reservation even to go to the parks.
We never did. We are always incorporating it into something else that we're doing there. And so whether it's like the other day, we wanted to, so we thought, let's just do a quick run. And it wasn't a very lengthy thing, but it was
at the boardwalk because that's connected.
We'll park at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
And then we'll walk and run that loop. But we want everybody to be aware that if you're coming for that weekend, think of those things.
You're not going to be able to stay at an off-property resort, show up at the boardwalk, try and get in and run.
You used to.
And
you used to.
Please, for the love of God, don't try to run to Disney on open roads.
No.
There's going to be somebody who's going to do that, but don't let that be you.
We see people cycling.
Cycling's different, but
and we've cycled. We do triathlons too, and we cycled through Disney, but that was only during when it was shut down.
You know what's funny? There will be some poor person who's going to try and run the actual marathon course on those open roads that morning. Somebody's going to do it. Somebody's staying over there at the what is it? Is it the old Key West that's kind of right by the start there?
Yeah, maybe.
Somebody who's staying there is going to try and run the marathon. Please don't do that.
Oh, you don't want to do that?
No, I would love to do it.
I was totally hoping that we would just straight up do the marathon course.
No, that's not going to happen. It's not going to
happen. And you know what I'm kind of bummed about? One thing we noted, and if you're preparing, again, for marathon or princess, think about this.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think about it until the day of. So we thought, oh, no big deal. We'll run at the boardwalk, and then we'll use our annual passes to get into Epcot. So maybe we'll do something fun, like walk the World Showcase and have a drink in a turkey leg. I say a turkey leg, but like churro or something.
Right, like everybody does during the regular marathon.
Funny,
yeah.
And it will be funny. We've never actually gotten food on any race, but people talk about that. So we thought maybe
I'm not elite enough for that. I can't run a marathon and then have a beer close to the end. Do you remember?
But you have to have a reservation. That was my point.
Your point, yeah. You have to have a reservation.
The point is,
yeah, you can't just
willy-nilly. If you
willy-nilly.
want to work that in to what you're trying to plan, do that now. Put your reservation in, so all worked out. Like I don't know how you can get Magic Kingdom into a run right now.
You can't unless you break it up. But so here is my number one recommendation for race day, for marathon weekend, for the marathon. My number one recommendation is stay at the Pop Century Art of Animation. That hourglass loop, you can keep running it and keep running it.
It's lovely.
Lovely. It's shaded. I think that would be your best way to get 26 miles in. Now, that being said, number two would be what she was just talking about. Get a room at the boardwalk if you can. Probably not the boardwalk because I think it's only DVC
boardwalk,
right now.
Yacht and
Beach Club. Or
Swan and Dolphin.
Swan and Dolphin, exactly. And you can run that loop, and then if you have a reservation, you can incorporate walking. If you're an interval runner like we are for that long distance, you can incorporate walking into Epcot into your 26-mile loop if you have a reservation. So, think of that and plan that ahead of time, then you can get your turkey leg. I mean, I remember for marathon weekend last year, Kristen and I, when we got to Animal Kingdom, there were people at the bar at Animal Kingdom.
We have a picture of it.
Right by Everest that were runners that were sitting there having drinks at the bar, and I was like dying. I was dying. It was so hot. I mean, if you remember marathon weekend last year, it was so hot marathon day. I was like dying by that point, and these guys were like just having their like martinis or beers or whatever. I'm like, how are you going to finish?
And we were towards the beginning of the race, and the race
group, was at mile 16,
we were
right?
Corral A for that. And there was, they were having a good time.
They were having a blast. They had to sign up, and they were going to finish the rest of the 10 miles. I'm like, not for me. I wouldn't make it. Maybe they didn't make it. I don't know, but I'm sure they did. I'm sure that they're, crazy hardcore runners. That is not what we are. We are lucky. I am lucky to finish. Yeah.
So again, we want to encourage you, think about your route. 26 miles is a long time. And if you're just doing the 5K, the 10K, even the half, you'll be fine.
Hourglass Lake, State Art of Animation, Pop Century. That's where we saw most of the runners.
Even the campground. Adam, I know you love that, but I'm a big fan of the campground.
But don't you want to be with other runners? That's where, for Wine and Dine weekend, most of the runners were there.
I loved Art of Animation.
Yeah.
I think I never envisioned that before, but I love it. So think of those things now. Make your reservations. Kind of decide how you want to do it. Again, if you think you want to get in, you need to make a dining reservation. That's your best bet. Or park at a resort. Or, I'm sorry, a theme park.
Park at a theme park, yeah.
Like, and by theme park, your probably only choice is Hollywood Studios.
Yeah. And you have to have a reservation for that park as well. So it gets really, really particular. Yeah, it gets really particular.
So,
but please don't
do that now.
But don't plan on breaking the rules because it will not work. So don't plan on
they're pretty strict right now.
Yeah, don't plan on saying, oh, you know what, I used to be able to sneak in here or I used to be able to sneak in there. Do not make your race day plans that way because it will not fly. Disney has closed every loophole that there is that they have figured out that runners take. So plan ahead and know that, and know that if you're going to do it, you're going to have to do it legitimately, unfortunately, which means spending money and getting that hotel room. That's the right way to do it.
So, so what are our plans?
And then you've got a hotel room, right? Yeah. So you've got a bathroom.
I mean, what are our plans? I don't know. I'm trying to get through Thanksgiving, friends. That's what I'm trying to do.
We've been talking about getting a room.
I need to get through Hawaii, and then I'll figure it out.
That's a great story. So we're going to Hawaii in less than a month.
Okay, we can talk about that.
Yeah, and
so a couple of things. One, we didn't talk about it a lot before, just for personal and private reasons, but we were due to run the Hawaii Marathon. That is one of the, what I consider majors and what was one of my bucket list races. And they canceled a couple weeks ago.
Tier.
I know. I don't want. We'll move on from that. So we're going to run the 26 miles in Hawaii, so we can earn that medal, not just here. We're gonna earn it in the state of Hawaii. But what's more important is we will be at Aulani. And what I love even more is Aulani is on the island of Oahu, where the Hawaii Marathon would take place. So we've kind of made a decision that we're not going to run it on the island of Oahu because we want to be able to enjoy Aulani. And we want to do a lot of filming, talk about the resorts. We want to talk about getting in a little bit of a run and the city.
You better believe there's going to be a POV for Aulani, right?
Yeah, we will.
And our good friend Eric, who is watching us right now, who said his trip is delayed, but he's been watching our videos.
Many people.
Please look, Eric, for that POV of Aulani to run to. We will have that.
Something good to look forward to.
At some point, yeah.
So just for all of you who've been disappointed with things like your trip being postponed, with these races that you are disappointed in, we are going to Aulani, and we know
we're disappointed
most of Aulani,
Trust us,
most of Aulani is shut down.
It is shut down.
Most of the restaurants not open. They have the pools and the beach, but it's not going to be the things that they normally give, which is a lot like the United States parks and what they're doing.
I do want to be devil's advocate and saying, there are people who are saying, why are we traveling right now? So to go to the islands in Hawaii, you do have to do a very special COVID test that requires you to do a Zoom phone call and send your results in and have them be in a database. So that's something that we're dealing with too.
Within 72 hours.
Exactly.
It's very strict regulations to go out there. And we have been planning this for a very long time.
We've been planning this for over a year.
Probably a year and a half.
Yeah, for more than a year.
And so I would have never expected this, just like many of you guys feel. And so if anybody understands the disappointment that some of you have when you train and you train and you train.
You work so hard.
And you have this vision of what you're going to cross that finish line.
We've been working so hard for a year or longer to do this Hawaii Marathon, and we've got that visualization of the finish line.
I understand.
And it went poof, right? The finish line went poof.
So I understand what it's like, even though I'm here in Orlando and I have, some people would say like you're privileged or you have some abilities to enjoy Disney. Like I feel the same vacation frustrations that you feel. Like this was a big deal. So I think that with Aulani, you'll see some videos of that. We're going to live stream probably from there. And we've got a lot of big things coming for Hawaii, just kind of our trip and being out there. So good things to come. Like
so many good things to come.
If you love Aulani and you love Disney, we want to bring it to you.
Stay with us. And you know what would be great to go with staying with us is to subscribe and get yourself some free stuff, right? So I have to mention we do have a subscriber giveaway happening right now, right?
Yeah.
So if you are watching this, which I know more than half of the people who watch our videos due to analytics, thank you, are not subscribed to us. Yeah. So please subscribe.
Yeah.
And if you're over 21, we're going to give you this. If you win our contest, you're going to get an amazing 2 bottles of wine and $75 in Disney gift cards. Now, all you have to do is comment on the sticky video that's on our Wish Upon a Run YouTube.
We'll put it up here.
Yep, YouTube channel. And all you have to do is comment on that. And when we reach 1,000 subscribers, which is the magic number, we will pick one of the people who has subscribed and commented, and you will get our wonderful swag bag. So please do that. We love you guys so much. Subscribe to us and get some free stuff. Use that $75 for what? A free virtual run or something, right? Yeah.
So with that said, I kind of want to move back to Marathon Weekend and Princess because I want to talk a little bit about costumes.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a lot of time left.
We don't.
Wanted to keep this quick. One thing is, everybody kind of realized and saw that when people were running, and it doesn't matter if you're here. You know what? make the most of it, because that's all we can do right now is make the most of it, is people were still getting costumes and kind of being in the moment
and
of
that's
it.
how we had fun with it, was dressing up, right?
Oh my gosh, we did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So plan your trip. You still have time, and Kristen's gonna help you find a great way to get a costume.
Yeah. So go ahead and start looking at those things now. It doesn't have to be something fancy. Like, don't go all out. But there is a lot of great options. So Adam knows, after the wine and dine, I was wearing a costume on Saturday for the 10K that was like evil themed, Maleficent. And I bought it from Rock City Skirts, or Rock City Costumes on Etsy. And I spent a good amount of money on it. And it was about $100. But I knew I would wear it again. And unfortunately, the lettering, even without a bib, was coming off, and I had some issues with the costume.
And it was expensive, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
And so only running 6 miles in it, I didn't do a trial run. It was simply just putting it on. So I contacted the company, and I know that they're big especially for the ladies who do runDisney and buy costumes. Lots of people love them. So I reached out to the company and said, hey, I didn't even have a bib on, and the lettering is coming off. I think there's an issue. I just want to kind of plug them. I'm not getting anything for this. I'm just simply saying they were a great company to work with. So if you need a costume, I most completely will buy from them again. So here is the shirt that I ordered. Here, can we see this? Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see you
can see how the shirt, this was all coming off.
Oh, so this is the new one already?
This is the new one.
They sent it to you already?
Wow. So I contacted them to say, look, I can't wear this again, and if I do, all of the stuff will come off of it.
Yeah.
If I try, I'm going to hand wash it, of course. But this is the new one that you just saw. So I just want to say, I highly recommend that company. Not only did I feel comfortable in it and a lot of compliments from it, but when I had an issue, they were super quick to respond. They sent me a new top, and I'm going to send them the old one back, but they were great to work with. So sometimes people think like, oh, that's a lot, but when you're going to big events or things these costumes you can use again. Yeah. Most times.
Well, and you work hard on that 5K or 10K or half, and you train really hard for that.
Yeah.
Why not reward yourself with a great looking costume, right?
Yeah. So I know a lot of you kind of get in the spirit of it. If you're looking for something that, the holidays are coming and it's just too much, or maybe I like to think that I'm kind of crafty. Kind of.
I think you're way more crafty than I am. I'm crafty in a different way that's not positive.
And so I want to take a moment to tell everybody, go to this Etsy store, Rock City Skirts, and check them out. I loved the business that I did there. I loved the costume that I got, and it fit well, and they were really great when a situation happened. So I highly recommend them. Check them out. Something for you to think about. And if you're thinking about costumes for marathon weekend, do it now because of holidays. Even Princess. I know that there's a lot of people still coming in for Princess weekend who said, I don't care that it's canceled. Princess is a big deal.
Still doing it, yeah.
A lot of girlfriends still planning, their trip, and they're going to come and do it here or kind of do the parks, maybe a shorter run. So order the costumes now so that you don't kind of get caught in delays. So that's just my food for thought on costumes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were so great about finding me a costume as well. I need to work on that for marathon weekend. Clearly,
I know. You got to figure out.
Do you have any ideas yet?
You know who I've never been, but I should. I love Belle.
Guess that means I'm gonna have to be the Beast.
Belle. I love Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I think I can pull off the Beast pretty well, so it's not gonna be a stretch.
I love everything about it, and I've dressed up as Belle for Halloween, but I've never done a costume. The yellow is kind of never really my thing.
I think you would look great.
So I don't know, maybe I'm feeling Belle.
Okay, well that's good.
We'll see.
So I promised that we would talk a little bit about our personal training, which we've been doing. I've been running every single day, and we did 15 miles on Sunday.
Yeah, around there.
And so we're training for the marathon distance, and
we're tapering now. It's not as
I feel Thank God for the taper, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna taper now a little bit, but we've definitely been training hard, and I know that if you guys are on a training plan for marathon weekend, now is the time to make sure that you're following that calendar for your cross training days and your long runs and all that good stuff, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So our marathon training is kind of based upon Hawaii,
yes,
not Disney. Mm-hmm. So we are kind of wrapping up, but if you are still training for Dopey or marathon, you've got a little bit.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, and you can do it. It'll be great.
You can do it. We're gonna try and do it.
If you're up north, do it in the snow. Maybe that's what we should do. We have a northern trip coming up.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do it then.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We probably should, but it's a whole different game when you're trying to train in Florida, and it's you think that it's mid-November and so it's going to cool off, and it just doesn't. And even running in the morning, you go outside and the humidity just smacks you in the face.
Oh, yeah. It's much better now. We'll be good.
We will be good. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching us tonight. We thank everybody who tuned in and who commented tonight on our live stream. And we've been trying to do these live now just because it's a new thing for us. Mm-hmm. Usually we post these on Friday, but man, it's a whole lot easier just to do it live on Thursday night, right?
Yeah. Well, noted. I think everybody needs to know before we wrap up, next Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Yes, it is.
I'm not going to be live streaming.
She's going to be eating turkey. And I'm going to be eating ambrosia, those little marshmallows with the,
I don't even know. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I'm going to eat turkey. And rolls.
And those of you who are from the Midwest, lefse. My mother from Wisconsin is sending me an order of lefse. If you know what lefse is and you comment on this, please. You'll do my heart good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
So we'll see. The videos over the next week and a half will be a little sparse as we are flying out to Hawaii and getting that straightened out.
But we're going to try to work ahead.
We've got Thanksgiving here. Yeah. But we've got good things planned. I hope to get maybe the campground for Christmas coming out in December.
That sounds awesome.
So we've got a lot of plans coming up in December.
And we have a POV for next Tuesday, sneak peek, that will be the holiday lights and the projections on the Tower of Terror over at Hollywood Studios.
That was pretty cool. Yes.
It was cool. Yeah, so that'll be great. Guys, if you have not subscribed to our channel, we are Wish Upon a Run. Please click that little button that's right here. I can see it on our live stream. Click that right now and subscribe to us and help us get 1,000 subscribers. Please, if you love our content, it just takes a second and do that for us. And keep continuing watching. Thank you for watching our live stream tonight. Kristen, is there anything else you'd like to say tonight?
Nope. I think we're good. And I can't wait to share all these things in the next couple weeks with all of you.
Fantastic. Well, I hope everyone has a wonderful evening.